Back in San Jose, Wayne Gretzky's record-setting 20th point, part of the East's 4-2 lead after 20 minutes. As you see, a beautiful day in Northern California. There's Market Street, downtown San Jose. I think NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman would vouch for me on that. Gary, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here, but where's Coach's Corner? I missed on.
You're Don tonight. Good luck to you.
I hope I don't get in as much trouble.
No, listen, let's talk about congratulations, incidentally, on a great weekend. We've all seen from a marketing point of view the growth of the game, the explosion of technology. As you know, you're getting a lot of complaints in the media this year, though, about a lack of offensive production, people maintaining there's too much. I'm not saying this is me. You've probably read it more than I have. Too much clutching and grabbing, that this marginal calls idea hasn't worked. How seriously are you entertaining those notions? Do you think it's fair criticism?
Well, actually, by tonight's game, you couldn't tell that scoring's down. But seriously, last year, other than the beginning of the season where we were trying to implement the new standard, we were averaging about 2.3 obstruction calls a game. This year, we're at about 1.7. We think there's probably still too much obstruction in the game. We're working with the officials to get it out of the game because we think that the skilled players should be able to move on the ice and have room. And we're working with the officials to do a great job, but we're working on it. We think it's important. But the other thing to keep in mind, goal scoring last year was 6.4 goals a game. Up until December 15th, just to pick a date, it was about 5.9 goals a game. And since December 15th, it's been about 6.5 goals a game. So what does that tell you?
You think it's getting better as we move through the season?
There's another reason.
Well, what's that?
What did we do on December 15th?
You had your little get-together with the officials and everyone else.
And we also started measuring goalie pads.
Oh, you seriously believe that? I can't buy that.
I don't, but I was just playing with you.
When Mario Lemieux meets with you, who all did you meet with in the summer, and how did you come to the decision that you wanted to eliminate the marginal calls? I know we're down about a minute per game in penalties.
Well, actually, we found that there were a lot of complaints last year while we were implementing instruction that was too much inconsistency in officiating from game to game. And the sense from all of our hockey people, our managers, our owners, was that by eliminating marginal calls, you would get more consistent officiating. So we asked the officials this year to get rid of marginal calls on the puck carrier, but on obstruction to maintain the standard. We haven't been giving mixed or contradictory messages. We've been very clear with what we want. We've been talking to the officials by conference call on a regular basis. We've had 6 of those calls, and we're working hard to fine-tune the game to get it where we get it. By the way, goal scoring's down because power plays are down. 5-on-5 goals is actually up.
What about a competition committee, Gary? What have you got in that respect? And do you think, as an example, Edmonton with their speed, they'd want no red line, a wide open game. Buffalo, they'd want physicality. Does it make any sense to have people within the game try and decide what's good for its future? Would you consider having people from outside the game, former GMs, etc., on a competition committee?
I think the people who are in the game are the best qualified to deal with what affects the game. What we try to do is not overreact in any one area. I think because of how great this game is, we've got to be very careful when we make changes. We've got to be very conservative. And when you make a change, it's got to be in the form of fine-tuning. Our general managers as a group serve as the competition committee, and we think we get a real good dialogue. We get a lot of input. We got a lot of experience. We got a lot of commitment, and that's where the decisions are initiated.
I'm really discouraged. We're running out of time. A couple of points to cover. Mike Keenan, you're moving in on that. He's having problems with the settlement. How are you the arbitrator when you, in fact, are hired by the owners? How did this all come about?
When we have a dispute within the family, we don't see any reason to air our laundry outside. I hope I have a reputation for fairness and integrity. I call them as I see them, and anybody who comes before me, without regard to what side, is going to get the fair shake they deserve, and I'll do the right thing.
I know that you're staying relatively mum on expansion, but people are concerned that it'll be a diluted product if you do expand. Address that and tell folks in Hamilton how their bid went and where they stand, being one of the 2 places that has an arena in place now.
Well, we have said all along that we haven't decided by how many teams will expand, if we expand at all. What we've said, it is part of an overall process. We would listen to all of the interest that's being expressed, including from Hamilton. We're going to evaluate the interest, digest it. The committee is going to meet again in mid-February, and then we're going to focus on how we're going to go forward. And one of the issues we're going to have to consider is by how much expansion, if any, we can handle from what happens on the ice, a talent standpoint.
Is Hamilton a pipe dream, or do they have a shot?
We, as I've said, we're not commenting on anyone. All the presentations were done in a first-class professional way, and we haven't evaluated them yet. We're digesting what we've heard, and we're going to deal with it. But everybody's being considered fairly.
Great show. I wish I could ask you how you picked Dale Hunter. I will, and tell viewers as we move along. Commissioner Gary Bettman of the National Hockey League. There's the players. Mario Lemieux and company, a 4-2 lead after 20 minutes from San Jose, Northern California.